Welcome back to Fox Valley in Focus. Some might call our next guest a member of an elite profession. We're joined now by Bob Stoltenburg of Plano, who is a violin maker. Actually, Bob also creates the viola and double bass as well, and he's also a musician. Welcome to Fox Valley in Focus, Bob.
Thank you.
What a privilege. I don't know that I've ever met anyone who actually fashions instruments.
Well, we're always working, and we're not outside meeting people like we should.
How do you choose a profession like this? How did you happen to become a violin maker? And there is an official word for that.
Well, in several languages there are, always official. Some countries have more professional.
But you studied in Italy. What is it called in Italian?
Lutteria.
A lutteria. Okay.
Lutteria.
How did you happen upon
How
did you happen upon a profession as a lutaio?
Well, I was always interested in musical instruments. I've always played music. My family was musical, and playing the bass. Had an accident, and I went to my local repairman and saw what he did to my bass, and I asked him if I could hang out in his shop, and I did, and that was my first apprenticeship. It was lasted 3 years here in Chicago, and I swept floors and read books and made tea for the man. He was from England, and he was very open to me being there.
So how did you get from Chicago to Italy?
Well, after that apprenticeship, I went into the music business, and I played professionally for 10 years or so. And I always was interested in making instruments. And I started writing letters. And the school in Cremona responded. And I sold what I had, which wasn't very much, and I jumped on an airplane and had $100 to spend, and I ended up in Italy.
And you went to start a new life.
I went to school, learned everything at the bench, the language, the whole 9 yards, right there at the bench. The first year or so, I didn't speak very much, but I learned it.
And how long did you stay in Italy?
4 years. I graduated in '72.
How long does it take to become a master?
Another 10 years.
Okay.
Another 10 years, yeah. At least. I'm still learning. I'm still learning about it. I still study it.
And you have the distinction of having studied in the same town where the Stradivarius is.
Stradivari.
Okay.
If I went to a school that was founded in memory of Stradivari in 1734, was his death. And in 1934, the Italian government decided to do something about his style of making, what is known as the classical Italian style. It was losing ground, and violin makers were, pretty old, and they were dying off, and it was just losing ground, and they decided to try to save the art for the town of Cremona.
What is it about the Stradivari method that makes it so different? I mean, we hear about the Stradivarius and its importance as an instrument, but what is it about that technique that makes it so distinctive?
Well, he was just an extraordinary craftsman. He did things almost perfectly. And the secrets of Stradivari are not so much in what he did in his forms, but the materials that he had then, which were unpolluted. A lot of the materials he used were organic. I still use radish roots and what we know as teramic today, which is a food coloring. We use things like that.
And are those things that are part of the finish or the
Part
coloration
of the finish, but those are where the secrets lie. And you just can't get some of that raw material anymore like he had. And the wood, of course.
What kind of wood do you use in violin making?
The classical Stradivari wood would be maple, which would be a pseudoplatanus, which is a sycamore in this country,
Okay.
which is almost gone now. They had a blight in the turn of the last century, and a lot of it was destroyed.
Now, from what I've read, there are a few different types of woods for different
There are
parts of
several
the
different
violin.
woods through the ages that makers have used. Fruit woods, pear, poplar, pioppo in Italian. It's you've heard of Lombardy
Okay.
poplars and things like that. And they've used other wood, and they did other things to those woods because they're rather plain. But along came maple with the flames, and Stradivari took that and cut out all the fancy inlay and just made that beautiful fiddle. It's a really regular fiddle.
Made for a pretty instrument. We're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
and then we'll come back to talk more with Bob
Thank you.
Stoltenburg. Don't go away.
Thank you.